Good morning, everybody. Meteorologist Jaret Lansford here, live with our update on how the commute is going this morning. And we've had a couple of crashes that I want to first alert you to. We'll talk about the latest on what we're seeing with Center as well as Dodge, two different parts of the metro where we're seeing those crashes being in place. Let's take a look right now at what we're seeing with our first one, which we're going to start here on Center. This is right near 120th, and you notice that westbound travel and southbound travel seeing some delays at this point. I'll give you an idea of what these yellows are indicating. You can see speeds that are generally about 20 to 25 miles per hour as you're going westbound, and about the same as you're going southbound. So not quite up to speed as you're heading into that area. Be ready for some of those impacts in that stretch there near 120th and Center. Sounds like especially westbound is where you're looking at your issues. We've also been tracking this, which is on Dodge westbound right around Lincoln, so that's pretty close to 30th for reference, just a little past 480. And you can see the delays that stretch in the lead up to this area. This is another crash that has taken place. Actually, can switch out that icon real quick here. But we've had the delays showing up from time to time over the last about 15 minutes or so with this one. So there's where we have that crash. If I switch the view here, it's a little bit of a shaky shot. We're not going to keep it on this real long. I don't want to make you sick here. But as you are looking in that direction, we did have a vehicle blocking the right-hand lane. You can see that is now gone. That may be pulled over onto Lincoln now, though. So watch for that in that area right around 30th where you have some of those delays. And those do extend backward a little bit too. You can see all the way into downtown. You're looking at slow travel on Dodge. Slow on Douglas as well. That's more related to traffic flow and some lane restrictions long-term that are in place there. So those are our two big crashes that we've had so far this morning. Some delays with each one of those. I want to show you the overall map of what we're seeing for our morning drive. Let's see here. Here we go. So, once this loads, you can see we're definitely picking things up. And one thing you're going to notice is we've got a sun glare kind of morning going on. The reason I could say that is, for one, I know what's going on with the weather. We've got sunshine out there. But also, if you're just looking at this traffic map, you could pick up that some of our eastbound roads are where we're seeing some of our biggest delays. And these are spots that often get problems on these kind of mornings. So let me highlight some of these that that I'll often look for having delays as an indication of sun glare. And that includes this stretch of Dodge right around 168th, which does sometimes slow down anyway, but it really gets slow on mornings where there's sun glare factor. You've got I-80 in between 84th and 680 as you're heading eastbound. That another spot that often slows down, as well as 370 off to the west of I-80. Those are kind of my three big indicators that we are having issues with sun glare, and all three of them are lit up right now. So what I want to do, keeping that in mind, is show you a DOT camera in one of those spots so you can kind of get an idea of what that glare looks like if you're about to head out the door into some of those areas. And then we'll kind of check out some other spots that may be a little slow as well. Let's go to I-80. And I'll pull up a camera just a little bit beyond the 680 area. Once I get this to load, we will pull that up for you. Absolutely sun glare. All right. Get that camera here for you. And here it is. And I'll go ahead and take this full as well. We can watch this for just a little bit, but you could definitely tell the sun glare is a factor. Look at how bright that is. Not a straight on view, but right in your periphery. And you can see how things are slowing down. You've been watching traffic on I-80 dealing with the sun glare, and any of our eastbound roads, that is going to be a factor. So keep that in mind if you're making your way along Dodge around 168th, 370, and of course as you're looking at I-80. I want to revisit that crash that we mentioned that was on Dodge closer to Midtown. And here's the map for reference. Let me get myself back on the screen here. This is right around the Lincoln to 31st area. And this crash is no longer on Dodge itself. And we do have a crew on the scene of this. Let's go ahead and take that view. And there you can see an ambulance on the scene. We've also got a cop there continuing to work. There in the foreground, that road that's running from right to left, that is Dodge. So this is no longer on Dodge. All lanes of Dodge are open, but there you can see just off of Dodge is where that scene continues. So as far as traffic goes, that situation has resolved on Dodge. We'll continue to follow for any updates, though, on that crash with the emergency crews on hand. So again, no longer affecting traffic on Dodge. Let's take a look at what else we've got going on in the metro. And I mentioned that we've had some issues along Dodge further to the west. I think we could take a look at our camera at 144th and kind of give you an idea of what traffic is looking like in that area. There it is. I'll give you the full screen view of that and take the graphic out. And you can see things are slowing down a fair bit. Again, this is another spot where sun glare does tend to play a role on these kind of mornings. We'll watch traffic flow on Dodge for a little bit. So you've been looking at traffic on Dodge right around 144th, one of the areas where we are dealing with some sun glare effect. I do want to go to a new crash that we are getting in. This is impacting travel near Cornhusker. Let me just zoom out here. And we're going to be heading toward Bellevue. So come along with me on the map here. This is right around here. It's near Swanson Park where we have this new crash. You see that road, SP Benson Drive. That is where we have our crash, Cornhusker and SP Benson. Watch for some delays that may start up in that area with this crash that has just come in. There it is. It's Cornhusker and SP Benson Drive. That is a little bit to the east of 36th, and that is near Swanson Park, where we have that new crash. Use some caution in that area. We do still have an eye on this one as well. This is 120th and Center. You can see that just about every direction now is getting delays as a result of that crash at that intersection. That's an intersection that gets a lot of traffic through it. So 120th and Center, continue to use some caution as you head through that stretch. With particularly westbound has been seeing the impacts for quite some time, but you're seeing now southbound and eastbound with the delays starting to flare up. Zoom back out to our full view of the metro. or I'll hit the wrong button. Let's go to the full view that I intended. There we go. And notice that we are getting some delays on the JFK as well. That is approaching the L Street area. And right along the Gilmore Bridge. This is not a surprising place to get some delays at this point in the morning, but you do want to watch for that as you're heading northbound. Delays stretch back almost to Chandler. Some other spots. You've got your expected delays as you head around 72nd and L, 84th between Giles and Harrison. Those all long-term construction areas. I want to revisit our I-80 situation because now you're seeing delays starting to spread onto southbound 680. And the culprit of this is largely sun glare. We had a camera pulled up a little bit ago in that area of I-80, and you could really tell how much of an effect that sun glare was having. I want to go back to that camera, and this will give you an idea of what you're dealing with as you try to make your way eastbound on some of our main roads this morning. You've got quite the vision restrictions to try to get through some of these areas. So again, this is I-80 between 680 and 84th. All right, so that is what you're looking at as you're trying to get eastbound on I-80. We're going to check out the area on I-80 a little further to the east. Eastbound, we may have a crash, so I'm going to investigate here around 72nd and see what we find. Definitely some healthy traffic in this area. Let's try looking at a couple of other cameras that may have a better view in this part of I-80. There's a bus over on the shoulder. Unclear if that is part of this report or not. That appears to be a Metro bus. So watch for that if you're heading on I-80 around 60th. And then we lost the camera. We'll check one more camera here, and then we're going to unfortunately have to wrap up our stream as we are getting close to our next cut-in. But can't really see too much here as far as any kind of crash or slowdowns, but you can certainly see it is very sunny, it's very bright, and that's going to be something you're going to have to contend with as you're heading along our eastbound roads this morning. We hear anything else about any impacts from if there is a confirmed crash in that area? We'll let you know about that here coming up in about 5 minutes on First Alert 6. And, of course, you can always get all the latest impacts on our traffic blog on firstalert6.com. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Have safe travel if you're heading out the door, and a great rest of your day.